Amy Singer saying hello and good morning. Actually, it's good afternoon. And I'd like to welcome you to Nitty and our brand new feature, Knitty Plus. We're really excited about it, and we hope you will be too. So the first thing you can do to see if you are logged into Knitty Plus or not is to look up to the menu bar, and you will see there is no plus symbol. It just says Nitty. And you will see this new menu here, which says Knitty Plus. And when you click down, you'll see we have two options. What is Knitty Plus and log in? So let's just take a peek here. Now that's available to everyone to read, and it's the entire description of what is in Knitty Plus, how to use it, all of the questions you might have. We are updating it all the time. This is now updated as of the day I'm recording this, and I will update it, I'm sure, quite a bit over the next few days as new questions arise. So back to the front page. Let's log in. Go to Knitty Plus dropdown. Log in with Patreon. And as you probably have seen, in order to access Knitty Plus, you need to be a patron of Nitty. To do that, you go to patreon.com/Nitty and sign up at any of the levels. For the duration of the deep fall issue, access to Knitty Plus is free for everyone. Because we're in beta and we're still experimenting, we're not charging. So if you would like to experiment, now's the best time to become a patron. Pick any level and you will have full access. Those levels will change for the winter issue, but right now let's just talk about what it looks like when you get in. So you log in with Patreon, and because I'm already logged in at Patreon, I'm going to click allow because it knows who I am, and now I'm connected, and you can see the plus sign has been added to Knitty Plus. And if you go up here, you'll see it says log out Knitty Plus. Well, there's almost never any reason to do that unless perhaps you're dealing with a declined payment issue. Otherwise, it's going to stay here. It has your name, and it'll have the level you are a patron at. And that will be more important when the winter issue launches and different patron levels get different access. So let's take a look at a pattern. You'll see the page looks pretty much like what you're used to. And because Knitty Plus works best on size patterns, anything with more than one size, let's try this sweater. Now, the first thing you'll see is, first of all, it's scrolled down here, and that's because it saves the place that I looked at this page at last. And last time I looked at it, I was down here, which is kind of handy. So if you're down in, the pattern section, it's going to stay here. And when I click away and come back, it will save that. You'll see two little menus. We have the plus menu, and we have the jump up to the top. Now that's a standard thing you see on a lot of websites. It just helps if you're all the way at the bottom and for whatever reason, you want to go, need to get to the top fast. Boom, there you go. So here's what a pattern looks like. As you see, this looks like what you're used to. And it has boxes around the sizes I've selected. Now, when you come here, what you will actually see is this. I've just cleared all selections, and this is the default view of a brand new, fresh, you've never seen it before, Knitty Plus page. Everything will be selected to the far left, which in this case is the extra small size. It's just our default is all the way left. And you can go through and decide, based on the measurements, I think maybe today I'm a 2X. So I'm going to select 2X. Everything that applies to the 2X size all the way down will be highlighted in orange. And all the way through. Now, there's still a lot of numbers, and that's really annoying. I don't want to see all those numbers. So we have two choices. We can scroll back up to the top with the scroll button or our special little caret. And that takes us here. And then you see this, hide unused sizes. Watch what happens. Poof, everything else goes away. Now your pattern is also shorter. So if you print this out to either paper or to PDF, you will take up either fewer electrons or fewer pieces of paper. And it makes it so much easier to follow. Now there are two ways of collapsing, showing all the sizes or not. So go back to here. Hide unused sizes is here. It is also located here. So let's say you're down here in the pattern somewhere and you decide, I would like the yoke to be shallower because of the way my body is shaped. So I'm going to pick the size that corresponds to extra small for my yoke. Now you'll notice that the original size stays highlighted in orange, and the size you've selected is highlighted in orange, but also shaded in gray. When you hide the unused sizes, all you will see is the one you've chosen, highlighted in gray. And that reminds you that you have changed that from the default. You can go back at any time and change it to what it was. You can make it deeper. You can make it whatever you like. And remember, the reason I have mentioned in multiple places that you need to have cookies enabled is so that all of this data gets saved to your Patreon enabled account. That's pretty cool, I think. If you say you start doing this and you do this and you start having fun and then you hide the unused sizes and it's all wrong, simply go in and clear all selections, which you can do here or here. And when you do that, and it will ask you, it's going to take out the size selections and again default back to the furthest left option. It will not clear your notes. If you want to clear your notes, which go here, say we want to add that in there. That's because, you know, those things that you put in Ravelry, those kind of notes, they can go here. You can put, you know, at shoulder seam, be sure to do 1 extra set of clip and turns, any of those kind of notes. And I'm going to save that. And then when I go back, for whatever reason, the notes will show. And that will be there for you forever. Now, you'll notice when I clear all selections, even though that has cleared, it's not going to clear the notes. So let's take a look again and make sure the notes are still there. If you'd like to get rid of the notes, you'd simply highlight, delete, and save, and it's gone. Poof! When things are gone, they can't come back. So, you know, we're trying to make magic here. We can't make all the magic in the world. So this is the basic function, and we think it's pretty cool. So let's say, okay, I'm going to pick a size large today. I'm going to hide the unused sizes, and some of you don't like online patterns. You want to print it out. I actually am like that myself. You want to print this? Here's what you do. Do not select print from your computer's menu. The best thing to do is use one of these 2 buttons because it works best with a nice, pretty output. So Print Essentials means it's only going to print this main picture, all the text, and any charts that display in the pattern. In this case, there are no charts. If you have to manually select a chart to display it, which happens when the charts are very large, those you will need to print separately. That is not automated with this process. So that's Print Essentials. Print Everything means it'll print the entire thing, including all pictures. So let's quickly look at that. And if you've never used this before, these print buttons have been enabled all the way back to winter of 2014. So these have always been here. And if you haven't used them, welcome. So here's Print Essentials. And here's what it does. It sets up the printed page, which is, you can see down here. And here you can see, and this, I'm using a Mac, and this is the Chrome browser. You'll see here is the page. It shows all of your selections. Go down here, all of your selections are highlighted. And it's kind of nice that the numbers are circled. It makes it easier to spot, especially if you're like me and you have ADHD. It helps you spot it quickly. So everything is here. And then if there were notes, they would be right here. That's pretty cool, huh? Now, if you want to print this as a PDF instead of printing it on an actual piece of paper, go to this printer dialog box. Now there's my actual printer, but I'm going to save it as PDF. And then all you do is click save and it's going to save it in a file. You can then put that on your iPad, anything like that. Okay, now let me just show you quickly what the other version looks like. It opens this in a separate window, by the way. And if you want to take a look here, this, as you can see at the top, it shows print no images. And that just tells it only to print this one, which I have not designated as an image. Everything else in the pattern, you see it's all gone. The pattern page is much more compact. Okay, now if you were to do print everything, as you see, it'll open up a new window, print images. And now it's much longer. There's all your pictures. We have it set so that if there's a picture, we don't split it. It bumps to the next page. It's going to take up a lot more paper, but maybe you like that. Maybe you want all these pictures. It's up to you. The notes are now breaking up. I may have that fixed in a future revision, but for now, you know how it works. So you can print it to your printer, or you can print it as a PDF. And that's it. That is how you use Knitty Plus. Now I will show you when you go back to the main index, you will see Knitty Plus is still in here up in your navigation bar. You are still logged in. That's why you need a cookie, because it keeps you logged in until you say you don't want to be logged in. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to be. So here we go. And you can see here, this is what I've selected. Now this is a handy pattern to take a peek at because there's a note in here that I want you to take a look at. In here, it says a dash appears when you select a size that the specific instruction doesn't apply to. Now, that has been the case with Knitty Patrons since the beginning of time. When there is a size that does not apply to what you're knitting, you get dashes. In other words, ignore this section. For now, see, this is what it looked like before we had Knitty Plus. We had all of this gibberish here. So there are the sizes that don't apply. It's kind of messy. I think this one actually needs a fix because there are 6 sizes. No, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 sizes. And if I pick extra small, which is the default on the left. Everything is here, and you'll see this hem selection only applies to 3 of the sizes, and then this applies to all of the sizes. It's a lot to look at. In future revisions, we are going to have sections like this hidden. That is not going to happen now. So if you see dashes, just ignore the section. It still makes the page so much smaller than it was, and it makes it easier and more compact to print. So we hope you like this. We think it's pretty cool. I will show you again that if you go up to the FAQ, at the very bottom, you will see what happens if you find an error. Here's the bug report. Please fill it out, and the more information you can give us, the better. That will help us fix things. If you have a suggestion, if something doesn't work the way it works with your brain, you'd like to see something in the future, send me an email. I have it in a separate email box so it doesn't all get lost with all of the email that I normally get. And a note here saying that I am so grateful for your feedback, but I'm not going to be able to respond to emails unless I need to ask you a question. I want to thank you for your interest in Knitty Plus and Nitty. And a quick reminder that the best way you can help Nitty thrive that doesn't cost you a penny is to tell all the knitters you know about us and let them know that all our basic functions are available free and always will be. Thanks. Have a good day and happy knitting.